I want to talk about two voices. The voice that gives life and the voice that begs for their life. And the two choices. You see, years ago, my mother had conceived me, but only after having given birth to Prior, my brother, who after that birth damaged her birth canal. It wasn't really realized until she conceived me. And in her checkup, the doctor had indicated that if she brought the pregnancy to full term, it would no doubt result in the loss of not just my life, but her life. And the best option at this point was simply to abort the child, to protect her life so that she can continue to raise her other children. My father concurred and agreed with the doctor. After all, my father was running his business, mom was running the home, and the 5 kids she had already obviously should not be left motherless because of the one child that would jeopardize her life. So she would have to take and risk the one to keep raising the 5. So at the behest of her husband, my father, and the doctor, the path seemed already set and determined for my abortion. But somehow or another, my mother prayed, talked to God about it. She didn't want to do that. She did not choose an easy path. She felt a confidence, a quiet peace from God, that if she brought the pregnancy to its full extent, not only would the baby survive, but she would as well. She trusted God. And my grandmother and her both agreed that God was going to bring both of us through. Years later, in my adult life, I became quite a prolific songwriter. Not all of my songs are famous. Very few of them are even known, if any. But I write for God. And then one of my compositions, doing this debate in our country about the unborn child, not knowing my own story, by the way, I wrote this song called Voices. Why was it important to hear the voice of the baby? Everyone's hearing the voice of the Republican, the Democrat, the woman, the man, the state, the government. What about the voice of the baby? Does the baby have any say in it? The baby that's growing, that's gestating, that's in that womb becoming the fullness of their life. You know, if you give birth to a child, is it at the fullness of its life even then? No. Hasn't even gone through puberty. At what point do you decide it's okay to kill something before it reaches its potential? Are we not all growing and becoming? It doesn't stop once we come out of the womb. It begins in the womb. So I wrote this song about a mother hearing her baby's voice. That if she could hear the baby's voice, the voice of the baby would be, let me live. Let me live. I know you've got problems. I know there are issues. I know there are struggles. Let me live. And when I finished writing this lyric to the song called Voices, hoping that people would make better choices, the right choice, I sang the song to my mother when it was done. And she began to cry and she goes, who told you? I'm like, told me what? She goes, that's your story. God must have told you that. I didn't tell anybody. No one knows that. But myself, and of course my father passed away. He never told me. My grandmother never told me. So between the doctor, my mother, grandmother, and father, no one had ever told me what God told me. I put myself as the person of the baby singing for his life, talking about his mother's choice. And it turned out it was my story that only the Spirit knew. without me ever being told by any human. What a wonderful testimony to life. I ask only that you too remember your baby's voice. May this song minister to you to help you make the choice that is so difficult it seems for you to understand. God's choice. The voice of God. Choose life.
I remember when, so young and so tender, I'd bounce on my father's shoulders. I remember when the storm clouds and thunder would scare me, then I'd run to my mother. She knew my voice in the night when I would cry, or when I screamed from the pain of falling down. She wiped the tears from my eyes. Amongst a million children, still my words would not be lost, for I know my mother knows me. She knows me. She knows her baby's voice. Then one day she told me that before I was born, she had so many troubles. In her heart she was torn between two decisions, one for me, one for her. I said, thank you, Mom, for choosing me. My voice, I know you heard. She knew my voice in the night when I would cry, when I screamed from the pain of falling down. She wiped the tears from my eyes. Amongst a million children, still my words will not be lost, for I know my mother knows me. She knows me. She knows her baby's voice. I thank my God for Mom every night that I pray, and I mention other children who'll never see today, for I hear they never had the chance to run and jump and play. And I pray their moms will let them, please let them come this way. She knew my voice in the night when I would cry, when I screamed from the pain of falling down. She wiped the tears from my eyes. Amongst a million children, still my words will not be lost, for I know my mother knows me. She knows me. She knows her baby's voice. She knew my voice in the night when I would cry, when I screamed from the pain of falling down. She'd wipe the tears from my eyes. Amongst a million children, still my words will not be lost, for I know my mother knows me. She knows me. She knows her baby's voice. Amongst a million children, please don't let their voice be lost. Please remember my mother and hear your baby's voice. Yes, remember my mother. She heard her baby's voice.